Carnage of the 10-cent beer ride by Count Dankula. I watched this last night and it was funny.
I want to get me some more alcohol. Shit, get me some more alcohol.
I'll play it, then I'll get you alcohol.
Get me some,
Little
pour me some
short,
alcohol
easy
in
breezy
here.
video to round
I
out
wanna
the year
get drunk
because I've worked very,
while
very hard
watching
this
about
year and I think I
drunk.
deserve a little bit of a break. After all, it's New Year and that means it's time for drinking. And
Speaking of which, hi, I'm Neska. It's New Year's. I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna watch video about people getting drunk. Yeah!
I am quite partial to the odd beverage. I like to slither around the main street at night on my hell march with the lads. I am something of a social creature.
Hello, saw your shoe on head video. You guys were funny. Thank you. I'm about to get drunk for New Year's.
I put a little bit in there.
Only a whittle.
Don't go too crazy with it.
Oh, damn, it burns.
Yeah, that's why I said I only put a little in there.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's watermelon vodka mixed with cherry wine.
Yeah, did you forget about that part?
Yeah. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Let's continue.
Sure, after all. I like to emphasise the latter portion of the term party animal. At least, before the responsibilities of adulthood wrap their vice-like grip around my purse and cease my flow of loopy liquid, but until then I will be the scourge upon the local pubs, clubs, bars and house parties.
Okay, I gotta ask something.
What?
What is,
Scottish.
you Scottish?
Yeah.
I'm 19% Scottish, I found. I'm related. Ish.
Did you
Tiny-ish.
see the short called Batman vs. Santa?
No, I have not.
Maybe we'll check that out after if we have enough time to check after this.
Yeah, after this video, we'll check it out. Sound cool? Yeah. Thank you for the recommendation.
None of which I'm allowed back to. But as we all know, while alcohol can lead to a lot of fun, it can also lead to absolute carnage. And there was one night where the trumpets blew and the masses spewed forth in a lager-fueled fury of the ages. A short yarn of great fun that led to many alcoholics from all around the world looking back and saluting at their finest hour. 10-cent beer night.
10-cent beer night. I don't like beer. I remember the first time I ever drank beer, I was 4 years old, and I thought it was a cup of apple juice. And hey, fireworks!
Did someone set off a firework like at half an hour early?
Yes, they always
I
do.
miss our neighbor. He had good fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Harold had like M80s. He would blow shit up all the time.
There was like, dude,
What?
we had like 5 deaths this year.
Yeah, we did. Shit.
See, our neighbor died. First, our neighbor's wife died. Then our neighbor died. So our neighbors are just... We literally have no neighbors. Because we live right in front of a cemetery. So our neighbors to the back of us are just dead people. All of our neighbors died next door to us. We're on the corner street. So, yeah. We have, like, no neighbors. Let's see. Then... my dad died, then my great uncle died, and then apparently my aunt's husband died. Mom told me her sister.
Oh.
Her sister we don't know, so it's
Well,
it's
I don't count if I never met the person.
it's a relation thing, you know.
Even still.
So many deaths.
Yeah, oh indeed.
Yes. Yeah, my dad died.
Anyway, let's get back to laughing at stupidity.
I think I need some, like, liquid in here.
Here, pour a little bit of this.
No, I don't want diet soda. Yuck.
Fine, I'll get a water. Be right back.
Yes, give me.
You get play while
Give me the purpley bottle. The pomegranate bottle. Da. I need something to drink with this. I said the purple one, not the pink one. This this isn't purple. This is pink. It was strawberry.
Please leave a
Coke
like
Zero is
and
better
a
than
comment
Diet.
on this video because
actually-
it really helps me.
For me, I don't drink any soda. I used to say Diet 7-Up is the only one I'll drink.
Actually, it's a Pepsi Max. Is what I've been drinking. So.
It's still nasty.
Yeah.
In the algorithm. Today's sponsor is me, because we don't have many sponsors this month because the economy is in the toilet. Thank you, Biden. But anyway, this is where I take the opportunity to just shout out my own stuff because I definitely don't do that enough. So if any of you...
You know what? Here's a cheers. Getting the Biden administration out of the office. I'll cheer to that.
Cheer to just cheer to a new year. What's this cheer to a new year?
Hope that we don't go into World War III because of it. Actually, that made it taste good. That actually tastes good.
Just want to go over and subscribe to my second channel where I usually do about 2 uploads a day, usually talking about news and politics and mostly free speech centered subjects. And also, if all of you want to subscribe to the Patreon, because there's actual perks on there now. I'm sure you've seen by now, you get your name listed at the end of the video. Also, we have some chat rooms and stuff like that where I give some insider information on upcoming videos, and there's just all kinds of perks now. So, if you want to go onto the Patreon or the Subscribe Star where you get the exact same perks, that would be smashing, that would be wonderful. So, if you could all go and subscribe to the second channel, if you could all go and tell your friends about this channel, because YouTube does not share me in the algorithm at all. And also, if you could just sign up to the Patreon, sign up to the Subscribe Star, get yourself some nice little perks, get your name listed at the end of videos so that you can be rendered permanently unemployable forever and probably monitored by MI5. That would be lovely, that would be fantastic, and it helps me continue to do this work that I love so much, and I think some of you love so much. Most of you. Some of you. But anyway, go do those things. I'll love you forever. I'll give you a great big kiss on your forehead, and I hope you and your family have a very Merry Christmas. We begin in June of 1974 in the Zoomer Rot state of Cleveland, Ohio, where we see the beginnings of a baseball game between the Cleveland Indians, the home team, and the incoming challengers, the Texas Rangers.
Oh, Texas is involved, eh?
Yay.
Okay, so what is this? Okay.
It's a baseball. It was just a regular baseball
10-cent beer night. So it's at a baseball game as our setting.
Yeah.
This is where the anime opening
in the mid-70s, too.
Okay, so our anime takes place in the 70s at a baseball game, and there's 10-cent beer. Continue our story.
They have a little bit of history with each other, but anyway, the showdown was set to take place in the creatively named Cleveland Stadium. That night was shaping up to be a typical occasion in the colonies, and that would have been the case if not for the Cleveland Indians deciding to try and boost attendance for the game by utilising the ambrosia of the working man, alcohol. You see, this had been done before. Back then, it was a semi-frequent method to promote attendance to such sporting events by divvying out scrumptious alcoholic beverages for delectably low prices.
You know, it's the opposite now. They lower the ticket prices and sell beer at like $20 for the tall cans.
Damn.
No, remember the cans of beer was like, for the those big cans, it was like, what was it, $18, $19?
Shit.
I can.
I'm glad I'm not an alcoholic. Of course, I could be.
With the drinks
myself.
being paid for at least 3 times over, plus profit due to the ticket sales. Sure, it was a little bit of a hit to the profit margins that wouldn't have been quite as squeaky, but in terms of exposure, it was fantastic. That's why we see the appearance of, for example, dime beer days in Houston and Milwaukee, and in 1971, a nickel beer day in our own Cleveland Stadium. So, of course, when the idea was floated...
Can't do that anymore, can they?
Bullshit, hey, Kate. They do the opposite now. How much can we charge you more?
Yeah. And instead of a nickel beer, it's $20 beer.
What was it that we saw? If someone was showing off, like at Raider Stadium, they had a pizza delivered that was burnt. That was like $300.
I can't remember, but that's the waste of money there. Oof.
Once more, to partake in such a strategy for this upcoming game on June the 4th, it made perfect sense. They settled on 10 cents per cup, with up to 6 cups per purchase. This is
So for under $1, you could buy 6 cups of beer.
How big were the cups? Cups like this?
Probably like that.
That's pretty good.
completely uncharted territory. Completely unimaginable, especially today when you're averaging around a tenner each minimum for a cup of lager-flavoured water. However, they may not have realised that there was trouble to be had on this night, due to the previous match between the Rangers and the Indians resulting in a scuffle that escalated into a bench-clearing brawl. Oh. That's when all of the players get up off the benches and run in to brawl. This spat between the two teams seemingly resulted in a smidge of bad blood between the fans, made worse by the fact that the Indians fucking sucked at baseball. So when the rematch was announced in the Indians' home turf, there was no fear of reprisals, as according to the Rangers...
Which one was the Indians?
The Ohio.
Go Texas! I don't care about baseball, but yay, Texas.
Manager Billy Martin, they don't have enough fans there to worry about. This is the same Billy Martin who lost to a guy named Gaylord Perry. That's his actual name. Apparently, he was an incredibly accomplished player, but I don't care about baseball. This guy's called Gaylord. Why
does that name even exist?
You know he got bullied in high school. Well, of course, I don't think gay meant that back in the day, too.
Oh, yeah, in the 70s?
Maybe. Gay used to mean happy way back then.
Yeah.
So...
On topic, it turns out that Billy was sort of correct. But not really. While it is true that there were very few die-hard Indian fans present, due to the promotion of the 10-cent beers, the demographics started shifting, and more importantly, swelling, with there being a sudden influx of younger people who just showed up and wanted to get absolutely fucked up for a very affordable price.
By the way, back then the drinking age was 18.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So you get a bunch of dumb kids coming to your... I think I'm seeing where this is headed.
And there was enough of them present that there ended up being double the amount of people in attendance than predicted. Before the match had even started, the beer was already causing problems.
Oh, no.
The beer trucks were understaffed and absolutely overwhelmed by the inebriated hordes.
Oh, so do you think they just took over the trucks?
Yes.
Shit.
And the staff of the trucks just walking out and leaving the crowds to fill their own pipes. There was also the...
I'm not getting paid enough for this. Fuck this shit.
It's like zombies of drunk alcoholics. Just taking over the...
Just abandon it.
And it's Ohio, too.
Presence of flashers and mooners, a random woman walking onto the pitch who was trying to kiss the umpire, as well as streakers making their appearance, with one of the latter sprinting for his fucking life across the pitch with nothing but one sock on.
That was the best outfit ever. I see nothing wrong. Is this where streaking first came from?
Oh, that streak's been around for a long time.
Sheesh. It's free!
This was a sign that tonight was going to be anything but a normal game of baseball. So the match starts, and honestly it seems like for the first half of it, it was a little bit rowdy, but otherwise it was uneventful. The odd pitch invasion occurs and a minor scuffle between players broke out that resulted in chants from the shit-faced crowd, but other than that, it was smooth sailing.
But
Until it wasn't. When the Rangers argued against a call from the umpires over an assault on the pitch from a Cleveland player, an enraged gaggle of drunken teenagers started throwing firecrackers and apparently cherry bombs into the...
Well,
teenage,
drunk teenage. Okay. So
One-
teenagers, alcohol plus firecrackers equals.
and a cherry bomb, which is 10 times stronger than a firecracker.
Did someone get hurt?
By the way,
Rangers.
Yeah.
back then they didn't card anybody too, so there's probably 15-year-olds in there drunk in the crowd.
Ugh.
dugout. This was, of course, on top of the usual hot dogs, cups, empty glass bottles, and other such projectiles that were being launched in there, with the atmosphere growing more and...
I have to show you something after this. This actually something happened like this at a NASCAR race.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you after this.
Yeah, let's continue.
more tense by the minute. It wasn't long before there was one event that lit the whole powder keg. Yeah, I totally thought I could have got this filmed in time before I had to go to my appointment at the barber's, and obviously I was wrong.
Old.
But anyway, what ended up happening was a drunken Indians fan by the name of Terry Yerkich invaded the pitch and tried to steal the hat off of Rangers player Jeff Burrows. Yerkich proceeded to fail the QuickTime event and he dropped the hat. Upon looking up, he found Jeff staring down at him, looking rather angry. And Jeff then proceeded to start beating the absolute shit out of Terry.
Someone does not want to be fucked with.
Well, you're a baseball player. Some
Is
drunken fan that's not your team comes up and tries to grab your hat. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little pissed.
Oh boy.
Because, of course,
Yeah.
when Jeff stumbled during a kick, his teammates saw him falling, to which they naturally assumed that Terry had started attacking him. So all 25 of them started swarming Terry, carrying baseball bats to break it up.
Oh,
Naturally,
shit.
the drunken Indian fans in the bleachers saw the entire Rangers team swarm one Indian with weapons. So they all decided to get involved. All of them.
It's like... Okay, so you got the one guy, he gets attacked, and then the attack fails. He goes on the attack, and then a group comes in to break up, but then the other group thinks that they're attacking, so they come in to attack, and you just got a whole war going on.
This is how World War I started.
Seriously?
Kind of in a way.
Carrying both makeshift weapons like chains, folding chairs, and clubs
Damn!
made from torn up parts of seats, to real weapons like fucking knives. It seems as though this.
When you're too... Okay, I'm guessing the people who brought in the real weapons...
Back then they didn't scan anybody. You know how
They were probably the drunk ones, I'm sure.
Also, you know how we go to the Kansas Speedway, we have to go through security?
Right,
like a
that
metal
didn't
detector?
exist back then.
No, they did not.
Grab it there. Reinforcements!
Reinforcements indeed.
Ah! Charge!
was to be Little Bighorn all over again. So what you would expect to happen, happened. A massive all-out brawl broke out, with the Rangers players, umpires and security staff squaring off with the mighty native warriors of the Empty Cup Nation. Sadly,
Oh my god.
Did someone die?
I don't think anybody did, but continue.
Did people got hurt, at least? I'm
there seems to be
sure.
very little footage actually available of this event because who the fuck would want to see that, right? Due to the entire game being put on hold following the outbreak of War, the umpires and security, as previously mentioned, scrambled to restore order and contain the rogue fans. The Indian players came in to assist the Rangers and help them to retreat to the highly defensible dugouts, culminating in what I consider to be the true second Alamo. Grabbing back Sam Humphrey.
Well, Texas was involved.
Oh my god, it is the Alamo! Oh my god! I didn't even think about that.
I'm so fucking drunk right now.
Down, desperately fending off the estimated 200 invaders. In time, however, the cavalry was called in. That being the Cleveland police and a couple of dozen boys from the local SWAT team. A little spritz of tear gas later, and almost everyone had cleared out, with the last stragglers making their final stand in the Rangers' dugout. A fitting piece of symbolism. So...
What?
So apparently one of them stood and fought to the very end in the dugout.
Now that's a hell of a riot back in the 70s.
Yeah.
What are the casualties from this mighty clash?
Oh yes, I'm interested.
Well, I can quite confidently say that nobody died, otherwise
That's
this
good.
video would be 20 minutes longer due to the United States penchant for lawsuits. However, there were 9 arrests made, 3 bases were stolen, and multiple injuries were sustained, including Indian player Tom Hilgendorf getting boinked in the head with a chair. Alongside chief umpire and presumed elder vampire Nestor Chilak also falling victim to
shit.
weaponized furniture, being
Ooh. You see the blood around his eye.
Was that another firework going off?
Yeah, more fireworks going off. That's some WWE level injuries.
struck in the head and drawing
WCW.
blood, presumably in retaliation for calling the game off and forfeiting in favour of the Rangers. So, what the fuck do we make of all this?
Yeah.
That beer days don't work? Well, that doesn't appear to be the case because a beer night was actually held in the same stadium just 2 weeks later.
Really?
And that one actually went just fine. With
Was it because of baseball? Is baseball the problem?
41,000 people attending without incident with these 2 simple tricks. Limit the amount of beers you could purchase per person from 6 down to 2, and have 200 police officers present and on
Yes.
standby.
There you go. There you go. Just they needed good regulations and actual rules, not just throw everyone in one big stadium and say, "Hey, cheap ass beer," and then everyone goes crazy, and that's how that happened.
Revolutionary, I know. So, who is to blame for all of this?
The
Well,
beer.
most of it seemingly is put on the umpires for not being assertive enough and maintaining control of the field. But at the same time, you can only do so much when it's just you and a few other lads facing off against a force that completely surrounds you and is just shy of a NATO standard battalion in size, and they are also all completely filled to the gunnels with cheap beer. I don't think the horde of frenzied foam suckers could be neatly blamed on Count Chilak, to tell you the truth. The fact that nobody died from this is one thing. The fact
That's
that there
good.
were only a few injuries is another. But the fact that this kinda just happened and it wasn't really seen as that big of a deal, and they decided to do it again just 2 weeks later, is frankly just pretty bamboozling.
Actually, it's kind of hilarious. I guess they figured, hey, it was fun, it was a good time, got a lot of people involved, let's do it again, but this time, be smart about it and have some regulations. Right. Thank you for
Actually,
joining us.
Before we go,
But you're going to show us something to relate to this before you go. We go. Let's go.
NASCAR.
I'm drinking alcohol here. What you showing me? You did a NASCAR?
NASCAR. Let's see a beer
NASCAR beer day.
Okay. Yeah. I remember watching this live back in the day.
NASCAR was concerned about a lot of debris on the racetrack.
Because this watch what happens when Jeff Gordon kind of steals it from Dale Earnhardt Jr.
From that section of the grandstand.
What the?
That's what happens. Don't. You didn't see that.
See if I can find.
You might have to cut that part out when editing.
The Talladega Jeff Gordon, as would be the case for most of the day, the lead changed as Joe Nemechek took over. At the same time, Ricky Craven's number 32 went up in smoke. Intention.
So what
With 38 laps to go, everyone peeled off to make some of the yellow. With 4 laps to go, the Bud car came across first. The Talladega crowd went absolutely Junior.
Okay, so
basically,
what's our layout?
Back in 2004, you know how like they have a green-white checker now?
Uh-huh.
This is probably why they have it now. Basically, when they froze the field, Gordon was ahead of Dale Earnhardt, who at the time was the most popular driver in the sport.
Okay.
And they decided to say, fuck it, we're not going to restart the race. We'll let Gordon have it.
Oh, and people
Was
were
runner-up.
happy.
The cars idled around
This is at the track we went to in 2020, by the way, in Alabama.
at 70 miles per hour under caution, and in 2002 at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona, the race had a similar yellow flag finish. This saw the crowd throw everything in sight, whether it be beer, coolers, or chairs, onto the racetrack. And on this cloudy April 2004 day in Alabama, the NASCAR world would see part 2.
Track 2. Yeah.
Look
I'm
at
not
beer
sure if they were
cans people are
Pepsi
throwing
cans or
at
beer
him.
cans, but there's a lot of aluminum out there on the track, that's for sure. So I did a
throwing
burnout over all those
everything they
cans.
can at 'em.
Man, I tell you what, this feels great to get back to Victory Lane and to celebrate these guys right here.
Did they just not like the 24?
That and Dale Earnhardt was, like I said, the most popular driver in NASCAR.
And then they just thought that
And
whole
everybody in
scenario was-
Talladega loved... Because actually, Dale Earnhardt Jr. at the time was on a streak at Talladega that got broke by this race.
Oh.
So people were pissed.
Wow.
I saw another race, someone threw a full-size, like, a cooler I got down in the basement, the big one.
Uh-huh.
Someone got pissed and threw it out on the fucking track. They were so pissed.
Shit. Well, let that be a lesson. Don't piss off drunk people. Thank you for joining us for New Year's. Get drunk, be merry,
Be responsible.
don't drive.
Be responsible.
Don't get into a NASCAR and drive. Love you all. Thank you for joining us.
We're going to see the last countdown before end of the year.